Can you imagine being trapped, utterly alone, in the darkest, most terrifying place you can conceive? Imagine if that place was a slaughterhouse after hours, where every closed door concealed unseen horrors, and every passing minute brought you closer to becoming part of the gruesome spectacle yourself. I am here to share with you the harrowing, true story of how I survived a night trapped in a place built for the unthinkable, a place where every shadow held a new fear. This isn't some fictional horror story designed to scare you. It's my true account of a night I barely escaped from the jaws of hell itself. So brace yourself and prepare to enter a world where survival meant facing unimaginable terrors, and where escape meant confronting the darkest corners of your soul. Let's begin. You think you know fear? Try being locked inside a slaughterhouse when the last person leaves, thinking you're safe. It's the stuff of nightmares. But trust me, it's 1,000 times worse when it's real. Every sound, a potential threat. Every corner could be hiding something unspeakable. I never thought I'd see the sunrise again. For 12 agonizing hours, I was a prisoner in the very heart of darkness, a slaughterhouse. It wasn't supposed to be this way. I had just finished my shift and thought I was heading home to a hot shower and a good night's sleep. But when the doors sealed shut behind me, I realized with a jolt that I was locked in. The air grew deathly still. The hum of the machines, the clanging of tools, the shouts of workers, all gone, replaced by an oppressive silence that amplified the pounding of my heart. As my eyes adjusted to the gloom, I saw the rows upon rows of hooks hanging ominously from the ceiling, each one a silent testament to the building's sinister purpose. The floor beneath my feet was slick and stained, a disturbing reminder of the life that ebbed and flowed within these four walls during the day. It was a place of unspeakable horrors, and now I was trapped in its icy grip after dark. The first hours were the worst. Panic threatened to overwhelm me as I raced through the labyrinthine corridors, desperately seeking an exit, only to find myself lost in a disorienting maze of shadows and steel. My breath came in ragged gasps, each one echoing my terror. I could feel my heart hammering against my ribs, threatening to burst free. But amidst the chaos, a strange calm began to settle over me. Fear had its own logic. It pushed me to be resourceful, to explore every nook and cranny, to test every door, to look under every machine. I found nothing but more darkness, deeper shadows, and the same haunting silence. It was a silence that spoke volumes, a heavy, thick silence that pressed down on me, suffocating me with its weight. The building groaned around me, settling into the night. I heard the drip of a leaky pipe, the creak of a rusty hinge, the thud of a falling metal shard, each sound a torment, each echo amplifying the dread that coiled in my stomach. They were the sounds of the unseen, of things moving in the darkness beyond my sight. It was as if the very building was alive, breathing, watching me. And then there were other sounds, soft, indistinct murmurs that seemed to slither through the shadows. I stopped dead in my tracks, listening intently. Were they footsteps, voices, the scrape of a chair? Whatever they were close, too close. I whirled around, my eyes darting, trying to pierce the gloom, but I saw nothing. Only the shadows seemed to dance and writhe, taking on monstrous shapes in my terrified imagination. It was then that the full horror of my situation crashed down on me. I was trapped in a slaughterhouse. In this place, animals had been herded, penned and processed, their screams mingling with the metallic temps of blood. The very walls seemed to be soaked in it, saturated with the pain and terror of countless creatures who had met their end here. And now I was trapped within its confines, the last person left in this temple of unspeakable acts. What if they forgot to let me out? What if I spent the night here? The thought sent shivers down my spine. Time became distorted. Each tick of the clock was an eternity. I tried to keep busy, to distract myself, to push the terrifying thoughts away, but fear had a way of seeping into every crevice of your being. I looked up at the grimy windows high above, barred and shuttered, offering no way out. Below me, the heavy steel door was bolted from the outside, a grim reminder of my confinement. Was anyone even aware that I was in there? Would I be found in time? Or would I join the grim procession of animals who had met their fate within these very walls? With no way out, I decided to make myself comfortable, or as comfortable as one could be in such a place. I found a corner away from the hooks and the stains, a place where my back could rest against a cold, unyielding wall. I curled up, pulling my thin jacket tighter around me, seeking a semblance of warmth in the oppressive chill of the room. Outside, the wind howled, rattling the windows, and the rain began to fall, drumming a mournful tattoo on the roof. Inside the slaughterhouse, I was utterly alone, enveloped by darkness, both literal and figurative. I closed my eyes, trying to shut out the sights and sounds, to focus on my breathing, to find a semblance of peace. But peace was a luxury I couldn't afford. My mind, starved for images, began to conjure its own. I saw shadowy figures dancing in the gloom, their forms shifting and grotesque. I heard whispers that chilled me to the bone, voices that seemed to mock my terror. The line between reality and nightmare blurred. I wasn't sure if I was awake or dreaming, sane or insane. Then came the sound that broke through the torment. A distant rumble, growing steadily louder, accompanied by the rumble of machinery. Waking from its slumber, hope surged through me, chasing away the shadows and whispers. With renewed strength, I stumbled towards the sound, my heart pounding a wild tattoo against my ribs. As the light flooded in, I shielded my eyes, blinking against the brightness. Before me stood a figure silhouetted against the light, a human face framed by the opening door. I cried out, my voice hoarse from disuse. The figure turned, a smile breaking across his face. Relief washed over me, bringing tears to my eyes. In that moment, the world exploded with color, sound, and light. The harsh glare of the morning sun, the cacophony of birdsong, and the sweet smell of fresh air filled my senses. I had never been so aware of the world, so grateful for its wonders, so painfully conscious of my frailty. As I stepped out of the slaughterhouse, my legs wobbled, threatening to give way beneath me. The ground beneath my feet seemed unsteady, the world tilting on its axis. I sat down on a nearby bench, my body trembling, my mind struggling to grasp the enormity of what I had just endured. Looking back at the building, I saw not just a structure, but a tomb that had held me captive and tested my sanity. The ordeal had taken its toll. I was exhausted, hungry, my body aching with cold. But these were mere scratches compared to the invisible wounds that tore at my soul. The nightmares came that night, vivid and terrifying, pulling me back into the darkness I had barely escaped. But as the days passed, I began to heal, or at least I tried to. The experience had changed me. The simple act of walking outside now carried a hint of fear. The sight of an abandoned building sent shivers down my spine, and the echo of a footstep in a silent room could make me jump a mile. But amidst the terror, there was also a strange sense of pride. I had survived. I had stared into the abyss and emerged, broken but unbroken. The experience had stripped me bare, revealing the raw nerve endings of fear and despair. But it had also shown me the strength that lay dormant within me, the tenacity of the human spirit, the will to survive, to endure, to hope against hope.